Yeehaw, cowboys, cowgirls, peasants, question mark, whatever those people on the carriages across the
Oh,
Oregon Trail was called.
peasant.
Settlers. Settlers. Settlers, and what else is there? Sheriffs, deputies, um, railway tycoons, if there's any in chat, call in.
Oh, love that. Oh, that makes me want to watch Gilded Age again.
Yes. Oh, Mr. Russell, I'd like a tall glass of that.
I just want to be
Yes.
an outlaw. Can I be one of the outlaws?
You can be outlaw, Malin. You can be a bandit. Bandess. No, let's go with bandit. I feel like bandit is gender neutral. How are we doing today, wagon crew?
Was that
Yeah.
That is you two.
That was Snake in the background. He's all like,
Oh.
"Why are you online? You're supposed to be petting me."
I'm doing okay. As I've just to warn the chat, if I disappear suddenly, I've been waiting all day for IKEA to come and collect the wrong box they gave me and give me the right box. But I don't know if they're ever gonna come today. So there's been one stress of the day, and work has been stressful. So I'm excited to get to writing because
I'm excited for you to have written.
yes, I'm in the middle of a POV for the male character in Project Alien, who is Axel. So it's a long chapter, I think, because it's sort of separating my break into two by one big chapter with his POV in a way.
Ooh. Do you do each chapter from a singular point of view, or do you jump around in the POV?
I'm gonna jump around, but it's mostly Themis. He's only gonna have maybe 30% max of the POV from the book. I don't want it to be a gigantic book like all of my other ones. This is meant to be maybe 85k max, and it's meant to be a standalone. I don't want him to have he doesn't have an arc. I think he's fine as is. She's got an arc, so she's gonna have the longer POV. So that's sort of the vibe.
I'm gonna love checking in with Malin in 6 months and see how this short novel is coming along.
I know, right?
We're like, so how's your over 120k book going?
But lovely, lovely. So you're at the break into two. That's
Ish.
fun. Ish. Okay, ish.
Yeah. So
Do you
she's
know?
essentially just finished her debate scenes, but then I've got the scene where he's going to meet her and everything, and all of the other characters that are going to go on this trip. And then I've got the actual break into two, as in we're entering a new world after that, if that makes sense.
Fun, fun,
Okay.
fun. I always think the debate scenes are so hard because my debates are like, oh my god, we shouldn't do this thing. Like, you got to do it. Okay. And that's the debate over. How are you
I'm
supposed to
like,
stretch that
what
over
is there
4
to
scenes?
debate? Go
I'm
on
like,
the
I
fucking
know.
adventure.
I'm like, why would we need 4 scenes of debate? So it doesn't always add up in my novels. The same, what was I recently doing? The 5-point finale, like breaking free the crew or whatever that first point is called. Gathering the
Gathering the
team.
team. Yeah.
And I'm like, I can gather the team in 3 paragraphs. Why do I have 3 scenes to do this?
I'm trying to be a bit more loose with the terminology because sometimes I can get so attached to, like, if you're calling it gathering the team, I'm like, okay, do they have a team? Who are they gathering? It's just like sometimes it means just the general preparation before the plan, right?
Yes, yes,
Like,
yes.
Right.
It's very much like a what's that Pirates quote? They're more like guidelines than actual rules, or whatever Captain Barbosa
yeah,
says.
yes. And in Save the Cat, which you love, I believe at some point she says that the debate scenes can be a journey scene. Like it can be the people go from point A to point B and you've got the journey. And that can be the debate scenes, even though they're not debating anything. But it's the internal monologue that they might have during that journey, right? So
Yeah. Well, I write a police report, so there's no internal monologue.
fair.
But I'm getting better at that. I will say. It's getting a lot of like not introspective, but between character perspective, which is more than I had in the first half of the book. Yeah, wagon crew number 2, Becca. How are we doing? What are we doing?
Good. I am working on the rewrites of the screenplay. I feel like I've been saying that for like months.
I'd love to hear it.
But yeah, no, it's good though, because even though I was trying to cut, I am just adding. It's great. But I decided to just let go of worrying about page count at this point because I just need to get out all the key elements that I like had cut out because I was like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. And then I think I was telling you this, Stieg, where it was like my CP who's read my work for years, and she was just like, I can tell this place, and this place you cut. And I'm all like, damn it. It was like exactly where I cut. And she's like, you did not do a good job of smoothing that over. And I'm all like, huh. And then she'd bring up scenes. She's like, I think you need this scene. I was like, well, I did write that, but I cut it. And then she's like, well, you need this scene. I'm like, well, I did write that too, and I cut it. She's like, put it back in. They're like, put them back in. So I'm just
Well,
letting
still though, you can't can't deny the fact that like, is it like 120 pages or whatever the goal for a manuscript is, or
the
script?
goal, yeah, the goal at the and then at like sort of the top end is like 125, but that's for contests. Like when you're actually
But
making a
are you not
movie-
turning this in for a contest?
I am, but like technically in the contest, they'll let you submit up to 160 pages. They
Oh,
just
okay.
tell you that, they say in their bylines that they're like, hey, just so you know, if it's over 125, we're going to feel a certain way about it. You know what I mean? Like you're going to be kind of not penalized, but they're like,
They're going to feel a certain way about it.
they're going to feel a
You're
certain way.
gonna basically be like every page better count, and
Yeah, exactly. Because to be fair, I'm sure a lot of people do enter screenplays that could have like 30 pages cut. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
I get it. And I'm not saying that mine doesn't need to be cut, but right now I just need to put in what needs to be in. And then
I think that's
worry
the way to
about
go.
cutting.
And then
yeah.
and then you can like maybe
Yeah.
you need all the
When
puzzle
is
pieces
the-
before you can puzzle.
When is the contest due? Like the deadline?
Well, there's like 4 that I plan on entering, although not today. Today's the deadline for one.
Ah,
So
So 3.
three contests I'll be entering, and the next deadline is May 27th.
okay.
So I have like a month. I feel like that's a good amount of time for a screenplay to like edit. Like I feel like I'll be done with this round of edits in like the next week. or two.
Hardest part of that, I think, would be not having enough time in between drafts, because I really need to
No.
reread I mean, I know it's different for a screenplay, I imagine, but like for a manuscript, I need to step away enough from it that I'm a reader and not the writer anymore.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can't see shit.
I mean, I'm very similar. So it is kind of difficult. It's just, but when you have the deadline, you're just like,
Chop.
yeah, it's kind of like, that's why I'm going to have to really rely on the people, every time I give it out to a new round of people, like have to really sort of trust their, like I said, because Stieg's notes like changed the whole thing. Thanks, Stieg.
Oops.
Stieg.
But it's so much better now. Like now that
As Barbosa says, they're more like, guidelines than actual rules.
I feel like you're gonna throw this one at every single thing today.
I mean, maybe it's my tick for the day.
Have you been rewatching Pirates of the Caribbean, or
Oh, I have. I watched it this weekend. My God, it holds
that's so funny.
up. So
that
good.
makes me want to rewatch it?
I know.
Oh,
God,
so
it was
good.
Years.
Perfect movie, maybe.
It's pretty damn good, at least.
It's really
I think it's my top 4 Letterboxd movies. I know you're supposed to say like stuff
Oh.
that other people haven't heard about, but
Really?
thought of,
I
like,
get so annoyed at that, like the fact that celebrities always give fucking the equivalent of literary novels, but
oh
like,
yeah, for
both
sure.
those movies,
I
and
know,
it's just
like,
like,
My Dinner with Andre, and you're like,
really,
really?
it's, like, it's fucking Twilight. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to do like one classic film bro movie, and then like something that most people haven't heard of, and then like one foreign one and one animated one. I think that's like the things you're supposed to say.
Yeah.
But I'm like, The Mummy, Pirates of the Caribbean,
Yeah.
Hidden Figures.
Listen, if
So-
I ever do win an award someday, I'm going to be quoting Galaxy Quest. So
And I can't wait, Becca. Let's say hi to some friends. Yeehaw Cowboy Anna, Yeehaw Cowboy Mars, Yeehaw Miley and Phoebe and Jessica and JC. Everyone send slumbering vibes to the baby so I can stay. I'm sending slumbering vibes telepathically. Beep bop. Pretty sure the baby just literally woke up, so F me. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Good thing about YouTube is that you can watch things in replay.
Do you ever do that
oh,
with live? I never do that with live streams.
I
I'm
do
like,
that.
I'm like, I've missed it. It's not. It's the wrong timeline now. This is just. It's
I do
over.
it when I'm like, if I'm like, oh my god, I just can't bring myself to sit down and work today. I'll put on a live stream from someone I love, and then I'll just do the live stream and then fuck around doing the chats and like work doing the sprints.
Then I just really want to go in the chat and comment, and I'm like, oh no, this isn't live.
If there's something I want to comment, I just say it in my head, or I just write like a replay gang comment.
Love it.
Let's see. Phoebe says, "Oh, Becca, I had a dream about Snake. He had a massive merchandise line with his face on it. That was in every store, like when Jojo Siva's face was on everything."
Listen, this would be amazing because then I would be very rich. Let's make this happen.
Yeah. Mars says, "I finished my client's proofreading this morning, so I'm rewarding myself with reading. I've got about 150 pages left of A Lesson in Vengeance, and if I can finish that today, it'd be great." Well, we're going to do at least 2 sprints. That I can promise.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not following any plot structure right now, and I think that trusting my story instinct is actually working for now. I need some framework to hang shit on. That's just how my brain is wired. I can't just, go with the flow. I need to know when the flow starts, when are we stopping, when are we transitioning into a new flow. That's what I need to know. But once I made a structure outline, I'm not married to it. Like I can swap things around if I feel like it flows better in the story, and I shorten beats and I lengthen beats depending on what I need.
I do like knowing the rules before I break them.
Yeah, same. Not me looking outside and seeing a pair of cardinals and a big ass fuck woodpecker just chilling outside my windows. 3 little birds sat on your window. Hi, Andy. Hello, hello. Those movies are art. Yes. Lexis, hello, says, "I was watching Pirates of the Caribbean 2 this past weekend. Wow. Were you in my living room? Should have said hi." When, Becca, when you win an award.
When,
not if.
when.
It's when. Hello, Heather, and hello, Laura. Did I skip a comment from Laura earlier? No, I felt like she said something, but it disappeared. Oh, there you go. "Living for an in-person interview in 5 minutes. Best of luck, Laura. Best of luck."
Every
Also,
time to extremes.
I know.
she scheduled it on purpose, I'm sure. It's like, I won't be on your streams. All right, the baby has not received enough vibes. Away I go. Have fun, guys.
No.
Yeah. Same, Stig. I need the structure first. Yep, I can go with the flow, but I have an itinerary of the flow 5 business days in advance.
Yes.
Literally wired the exact same way. Maybe it's the millennial anxiety. Though, is Phoebe a millennial?
I
Think so.
so.
What
I
age?
just always assumed because she was also working at the same time. Like when we were streaming on Phoebe's channel, that was like over a year ago.
2 years ago? What is time?
2 years
I don't know.
ago. And she was changing jobs.
Ah.
So
1994.
in my head, I was like, you had a previous job and you're having another job, so you're millennial. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, if you had 2 jobs, you're a millennial. That's qualifications. 1994 question mark?
I think that's millennial still. Yeah.
I have no clue. But we declare Phoebe as a millennial. Oop, not Molly doing the research.
Between 1981 and 1996, according to Gemini, and Gemini doesn't know everything, so I'm just gonna.
That's a fact. Let's see. Malin tries. We're gonna do some sprints. What are people? Well, you said what you're working on. I'm working on my book too. I do have my words left for the day, which is 334. Some days I spend 23.5 hours getting myself to write, and then I finish in 10 minutes. But I need 23.5 hours to kind of, psych myself down.
That's fair.
Yeah. Oh my God. So please, can I put millennial on my CV resume? I don't know if it'll get you jobs. We're kind of the new boomers. I'm sorry to tell you, Phoebe.
That's not true. Everyone's calling Gen Z the new boomers and saying they have more in common.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's true.
I keep seeing TikToks about that.
I can see that.
I just feel like, but maybe I'm thinking about millennial cringe because there's a lot of millennial cringe going on.
Yeah, but our cringe has become like retro right now already. Like people are trying to recreate the same kind of parties we had, same kind of pictures we had. It's just like asking us how we survived a recession. We're like, I don't know. My parents were paying for things.
Yeah, that's fair. Jessica says, I'm still working on Krampus, but I don't really have a word count goal for today since I hit my 25K goal. Amazing, Jessica. After
Yeah.
15 days, slay, or 14 yesterday.
That's good.
A month.
Yeah, if some other people in chat have goals, call in. I'd like to know. Also, emotionally prepare yourself that if you're right, you're sharing lines if you want to.
I like that. It was like
I wonder you're like demanding. Yeah.
if you want to.
If you want to.
If you want to.
You are.
I mean, there's no gun to your head, but I will be very, very disappointed.
That feels worse than a gun to my head.
Okay, so I did it right. We're going to start with this lovely cocktail timer. 30 minutes, 45 minutes. What are we feeling?
Oh, I'm good with either. Like I could do a long one.
35?
Yeah,
5-minute
35?
break and then 30 of actual writing.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
like the way you think. Yeah, we're going to play the little pop sound first, and then we're going to skip down to 35 minutes. And yeah, let's just do that, I guess. 3, 2, 1, let's roll.
Not the sound. That's very noise.
I like to repeat it.
I mostly made / reheated and ate dinner, to be honest, during this one because I was quite hungry.
Ooh. Was it a baguette?
No, I had leftover minced beef that I cooked in like a soy and teriyaki sauce with some
Ugh,
hot
yum.
peppers. And excuse you,
Oh.
Hello, precious
what
boy.
do you want? You want my beef? Very
Aw.
nice. I think he wants to go outside. Let me open the door for you. And I sent one query, which
Well done.
if I was thinking if I'm gonna do nothing, no writing, I might as well just send a query and do that instead.
Feel a
and
little
then-
bit good about it.
And then I got very nosy neighbor vibes, but there's like a fire truck parked in front of my house. And
Ooh,
little bit
neighborhood
concerned.
drama.
Because we do have some elderly neighbor on one side, like not directly next to us, but a little bit further. And I'm just really hoping they're both fine. So
Yeah. Oh man.
I have no idea what's going on. But it's not my IKEA truck, that's for sure.
Oh.
Oh, we're coming up. 4 minutes left.
Yeah, I don't think they're coming today. So yeah, that's
No,
how I
like,
did.
well, we tried, but there was a fire truck.
They're gonna be like, we couldn't park there. There's like a
Sorry.
fire truck in front. God.
Well, that's annoying having to store them another day.
Yeah, I don't want to have to call them again. So I hope they're just rescheduling or something. But yeah.
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
How did you do, Miss Becca?
I did some research for a TV pilot that I am co-writing, and then I finished up a scene in the screenplay and then added to a scene in the screenplay.
Lovely, lovely. I got... Oh, first you have to share a line, Becca.
I thought you were going to forget.
Oh, no. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. That is
That's
genuine.
okay. I'll just do the last, how I ended the scene, just the last thing,
Okay.
which will have, no one will know what I'm talking about, but it's fine. Virginia stands at the side of the house and stares at Emma, Dana, Abby, and Roy play acting. Father, she loves him more than you. Virginia turns abruptly and walks back into the house.
I know what that means.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds like drama.
It's drama.
God, does your script have drama? Thank you so much for sharing, Becca. I know that was difficult for you.
I
but
know.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I wrote 19 words, and then I spent 33 minutes replying to some messages, and
Okay.
that required some replying to. But then, like, for the last 3 minutes, I was like, oh, I gotta write a little something, and then I wrote a little something. So that's what I did, and I guess I'm sharing too because, you know,
Mhm.
equality.
Yes.
He looked him straight in the eyes. There was no solace there, no comfort, just pure unadulterated loathing.
Oh,
Loathing. I love that word.
I know too.
Yeah, it is a wicked quote, but I just like it fits. I mean, who's gonna get to page? How many pages is this book? Who's gonna get to page 212 and think about Wicked?
I mean, I've not even watched Wicked, so I couldn't.
What?
I haven't seen the movie yet either. Like I saw the show live, but I haven't.
Same. I've seen the show live. I've just not watched the movie.
Okay, well, it is from the Roommate song, if you've seen the show live.
Oh, okay.
And I
Yes.
just thought it was fitting there. And yeah, it just fit the vibes. There's a henchman that's about to be undone. So
Love a good henchman.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in the what's it called? The surprise, the Hightower surprise. It's the Hightower surprise. The henchman comes, reveals some information, and then we're like, "Oh my god, this isn't the end after all!" And that is like a second end.
Okay.
So, but I think it flows all right. So it's not going to be like, you know, finishing one thing and then you're like, oh, dang, there's more. I hope. Question mark.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
No,
We'll see.
like you need a little, you know.
Yeah.
A little something.
Although, are you guys watching that show, The Studio? the new Seth Rogen show?
No, what is
Oh
it
my
on?
God, it's so funny. It's on Apple, but they have this thing where it's basically like the Seth Rogen's character gets to like, the old studio head is out, he's in, he has to do all the, this kind of thing. So each episode has its own theme, and one of the episodes was called The Note, and it was like Ron Howard, like he has, in the show, he has like this deal where doesn't take any notes, right? He'll just like, you watch the film and that's it. You don't get to say anything. And so they watch it and they're like, they think it ends and they're like, this is the best movie. They're standing up. They're like, this is amazing. This is so good. And then like another scene comes up and they're like, oh, maybe there's like an epilogue or whatever. Anyway, it's like 45-minute, like artistic, like no one knows what it means, like added to the end. And so the whole episode is everyone trying to give the note, but they can't because it's Ron Howard and it is so funny. But it just reminded me of saying like second endings where they're like, oh man, this is the best movie ever made. And then they're all like, oh God, how do we tell him? We can't tell him. We need to tell him.
You have to phrase it as like, for the extended edition, that'll be great.
Right. I mean, when they finally do, it's like, because he's always known as being like the sweetest, kindest guy, and so they played to that. And I love that they obviously are hiring directors that are also actors. So it was like when they do finally play him, he's like, fuck you. Like Ron Howard is just like so angry. And it's so funny. Oh my God. It's a really good film. Even if you're not like into the industry stuff, it's still really, really funny.
I'm more not into the
Seth Rogen.
Apple TV stuff because I have already 3 subscriptions and I'm waiting for Murderbot in May. And then I'm going to get an Apple TV
subscription. Okay. Oh, yeah, you got a lot.
But like everyone is constantly talking about Severance all the time, and it's pissing me off. Like I feel like we talked about this last time about how I can't watch things that everyone watches.
I know, but it is. If you can put that aside, it is some of the best television, like writing wise, and like the way that they're. The only thing that's kind of funny is that everyone gives Ben Stiller all the credit. And it's Dan Erickson's show. I feel bad for the guy. And even when I went to the panel for Bailey Fest and everyone's going, Ben. And then Ben like literally was on the panel. He's all like, well, Dan's show. And well, what do you think, Dan? And it's like, he's trying to do it in a way of like, guys, it's not my show. I'm just like, he's executive producer, but he directs it.
Yeah. But like the average Joe, me, knows Ben Stiller.
Exactly. Not Dan Erickson. I know, but it's just so funny because it's like they just give everyone, and I did it too at first. I was like, oh, this is Ben Stiller's show, and then it's like, and then when I was looking at it, I was like, wait a minute, it says created by Dan Erickson, and then I was all like, oh my God, because I guess they just promote it that way, right? Because they think more people will watch it. But anyway, it's really good writing and really good acting. So if you can get over the being way too popular to watch kind of thing, I think you might enjoy it.
I'm gonna try it, but I just want to try it when I pay for the
yes.
Yeah, there's too many.
I know Murderbot does look really good. I'm actually excited for that too.
I allow myself 3 subscriptions and they're all currently slotted. Okay. So
what are they? Ooh, curious.
Spotify Premium, because I'm not doing that commercial. Netflix, because I don't really watch a lot of Netflix, but I do want to watch that new crime show with what's that, Uzo Adubo or something in the lead.
Oh yeah, I think I saw the trailer for that. Okay.
Malin talked about it. I forget what it was called. The new like mystery show, Malin, who done it. What's it called?
The Resident. Yeah.
The Resident.
The Resident. Yes, I watched it. So good. Yeah, I watched that. That was.
I really, really enjoyed that one. It had like some proper laugh out loud moments. That was like,
oh my God, it did. And I wasn't expecting it. Like, I mean, it's funny. Like, it has a funny tone, and so you're constantly like in a state of like suspense and laughter. But like, there are genuinely moments where I was like. Oh, like took me by surprise. Where I was just like dying.
I don't want to give any spoilers. I don't want to say what the funny moments are because
no.
I just need for people to experience it for themselves and be like, holy shit.
Oh my God.
So I'm keeping Netflix for that, and then I have Amazon Prime because there's a bunch of shows I want to watch there. including
See-
Bones, which I'm currently making my way through.
There's Netflix, Prime, and Disney Plus. It's already a lot for me.
Okay. I don't want
Yeah.
to tell you how many streaming hours.
Oh,
But you're in the industry. I feel like that makes sense.
that's just research for you, Becca.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
That's it. You're
It's
right.
a write-off.
You know, my problem is that it's because, which is funny because I saw a comedian make fun of this. He was all like, you know, how when it's going back to like how cable was, where you
Yes.
because they've separated everything. And so my problem is that I like certain shows and I like rewatching shows and things like that, and they're all on separate like streaming networks. So it's like, and I used to have Plex with Stefan, but this new apartment, the way the internet is set up, we can't use it. So I have to like if I actually want to watch the shows, I have to. But yeah, I do like JC is saying, I do bundles. So like I have a
I
bundle.
don't think
with
we have that
Hulu.
in
We
Okay.
don't have that
No.
either.
neither do you. Yeah,
Oh,
the UK.
Okay. Yeah. So I have a bundle with Hulu, Disney, and Max, and it's all.
Well, we've got Hulu on Disney, as in like it's got all of the
Okay.
Hulu shows on Disney Plus.
Right. They do that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
we don't have Hulu in Norway, but we
Oh,
do have
right.
Hulu shows on Disney.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Same.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
That's kind
And
of
also, like, I have a VPN and I torrent some shit sometimes because I'm like, I can't be arsed. I'm already paying for too much.
I know. But that's what I'm saying is the way the internet is set up in my apartment, you can't.
Oh,
They've like knocked that out. So I can't torrent anything.
You
Yeah.
can't use a VPN and then torrent?
No, I mean maybe, but it's like no. Well, no. Stefan tried that. No, you cannot. Yeah, it's like a total shutdown. And it's the specific internet, and of course, they're the only providers in my area that do cable, so it's fast. So it's like I'm stuck. Like if I could go back to AT&T, I could get it all back, and which was so nice because it saved me so much money.
thanks a lot, Rachel.
Yeah, it's called Bay. I mean, honestly, it's only in like little specific areas in Los Angeles, and it's Anyway, yeah, so it sucks, and paying
Okay.
a lot of money for streaming hours.
Let's see what our friends did. Where did I leave off? JC said they had a ton of beta reading to do, so that's likely what they'll be working on. I love the sound. We were also joined by Wendy. Hello. No writing yet today. Just router issues and other internet-related problems. Ugh, the plight of the 21st century.
Yeah.
Whatever we are. 22nd? No. 21st, right?
I think so. No, wait, I don't know.
Okay.
You're confusing me now.
Because we say like we wouldn't say the 21st century. We would say the 20th century in Norwegian. So I'm always confused.
I'm 10 times more confused now.
Okay. Moving along. Right, so refreshing. Anna did the work task. We were joined by Bombastus. There was some love for Edgar. Good job, Malin. Hope the neighbors are okay. I did manage to write some at the end of the sprint. You and me, Wendy. JC says, I don't know what that means, Becca, but I really want to know.
Oh, thank you.
Nice line. Thank you so much. I stole it from Wicked, which was written by people more competent than me. Sasha has severe, or actually major, severance FOMO. I'm never going to see any of the shows on Apple unless they put it somewhere else. I really want to watch the Reese Witherspoon show too. The Residents, yeah. Uzo is so funny. I do like Uzo's very like physical comedy style. I think that's funny.
Yeah, I love that character. I hope they do more seasons.
There was some Hulu talk. You need to get Steven to put that shit on a hard drive for you.
Right.
Cutting and adding streaming service is very surreal. Who doth be in favor today? We're in the
I like
21st
to do
century.
it just to get the offers. You got to get the offers, and like right now, I'm gonna get the next Apple offer because I cut it for so long. Then now like, hey, 3 months at like £3 a month. I'm like, yeah, cool, will do.
We are timeless. 21st century because it's one ahead of the numbers. So 1900s was the 20th century.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
And seriously, everything is an app, and they don't work half the time. I mean, that is the downside of streaming. I do agree that it's turned into cable.
It
And
has.
okay, what was it all for? We're just back to zero.
Yeah, there was a comedian that did such a good like sketch of it where he was just like right at the beginning, he's like, "Yeah, this is great. I only have one stream in Netflix. This is amazing!" Like because everything was done, and then it just kind of goes through time, and then by the end of it, he's all like, "I've got 17 streaming networks," and
And now they're like ads everywhere unless you pay for extra premium.
yes,
Oh yeah.
and then I always do because I hate ads.
I do I no Prime. I've got the ads now, but it's fine. They don't bother me that much.
They don't.
There's ads on Prime?
Yeah,
I don't have that.
I'm pretty sure it's on. Unless I've only been watching, the ones that are like freebie or whatever. But I don't think I have. I think there's just
No,
ads.
there are. I mean, I don't know if it's the same for you, but for me, like most like the stuff that's on their Prime list is commercial free, but they do have a lot of TV shows that you can watch on Prime with commercials.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's the case. If yours is
No, that was freebie, and they had that at some point. But now I've just got
Now
ads on
it's
everything I'm
all
watching. Like it's just on everything now.
okay.
Oh, I don't have that. That would drive me nuts.
Oh, they're probably just testing it on us. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
coming.
No,
Maybe.
but there's like fairly strict regulations in Norway, so hopefully.
Okay, yeah, maybe that'll be helpful. But like
I mean,
London is a test market, isn't it? So we get a lot of shit before everyone else does it.
Sorry.
Yeah, and like London has like what 7 times more people than the entire nation of Norway, so hopefully they're like, it's not worth it.
But the YouTube ads are what I refuse to. I
Yeah.
just refuse to have them. I'm just like, no, I will always put like not like a VPN, but like the thing that blocks the ad, an ad blocker.
Yeah.
Always.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't have an ad blocker, but maybe I should.
I have an ad blocker. Obviously, it doesn't work on the TV. So if I'm watching YouTube on TV, I'll get ads. But you can easily skip them if they're really long. You just click up to the little info, say, I don't want to see this ad again, back to video, and then it skips. And then you don't have an ad anymore.
Oh. I just sit there like a clown.
It's like, I'll sit here like a clown for 5 seconds, but not for 39.
Becca, we are from the days of commercials. Ads are just a break to run to the bathroom or get snacks. I can do
No, that's what
ads.
pause is for.
Yes.
We're now in the day and age of pause.
Plus the cost of internet, so it's probably more than cable ever was. Yeah. No Prime stuff. Oh, mine doesn't. And I've watched, I don't know,
Yeah,
8 seasons of
doesn't either.
Bones since Christmas, and I haven't had a single ad.
Yeah,
maybe
I don't
it is
have Netflix either.
Scandinavian countries have like stronger laws, maybe. That are like,
Here's
no.
hoping. Here's hoping. I think we're going to dive into the second sprint of the day, which is going to be 30 minutes. So we're not going to have any time to fuck around, Malin.
But I need to go say hi to my husband.
Oh.
And
You say hi to him all the time.
And then we need to go look at the window to see what's going on with the fire truck. So,
You can't do that in 30 minutes.
yes, okay, fine.
Fine, I'll give you an hour. Or actually 25.
Shit.
Give you an hour.
Be careful what you wish for. Has a new meaning with Stig.
Yeah, you want more time, Alan? I'm streaming until next Wednesday.
Fuck.
We're gonna do the little refresher. I love this timer, by the way. No notes. Yeah, don't deny your firemen. There could be fire women. This is 2025.
True.
Lol. And with that, we're going into the new sprint. And let's be productive.
You're still on mute.
I know, Malin. There's no need to tell me.
I was expecting it to happen.
And you were right. Malin, how did you do? I see we've moved location.
Yes, I'm back in work mode. I've written 512 words. And I finished the chapter or the scene. I haven't decided if I'm going to make the next scene part of the same chapter yet, but I finished the POV moment.
Love to hear it. Hold on. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
My phone was going off and I had to quiet her. Miss Becca, how did you do?
I actually did research that whole sprint because the pilot that I'm co-writing, part of it has like ley lines, and I don't know much about ley lines, because I know they're theoretical, obviously, whatever. But like, so sort of doing a deep dive into that.
I feel like, wasn't there like a TV show that used that as like a device to, I feel like that rings a bell.
Maybe. I'm sure there are a ton, yeah, because I feel like ley lines are like, very woo-woo.
I wonder if it would say on Wikipedia, like, utilizing these TV shows or whatever for
yeah, I could definitely do that as a
maybe
as a
in TV tropes or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
We're
good
using
source
it in
for
a
reference.
very specific way, though, so it's so I don't know how much it would help, but yeah, I'll look it up just to see, because that'd be really funny if it was the same.
I mean,
like,
they're
wait,
theoretical, so you can make whatever you want from them.
we need to rethink. Yeah.
Okay, Malin, share a line.
Oh, yes.
If you're so pleased.
Sorry. Let me scroll back up because I don't want to give you my last line because it's a little bit. I need to rework it.
Okay.
And we're allowed to choose a better line. Okay, here. I can picture my two sisters like an angel and a devil on my shoulders. Too dangerous. Max would shake her head, arms crossed in defiance. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. But Katie would be researching all sorts of forums right now and get more intel, whether true or pure invention. Curiosity would eat at her. Don't you want to know? You'd be celebrated a hero. You'd make history. I swallowed back a smile at the idea. There are no heroes in missions like these. Maybe the Wensley Hearts of the world would reframe it that way for the media, but something bad happened on that planet. This isn't a rescue mission. This is a cleanup. And lucky them, I specialize in cleaning messes.
Ooh, snap, snap, snap.
Oh, I'm so
Love it.
This is so my cup of tea.
I'm very excited for this.
I'm ready. If
whenever
you need
it
a beta,
reaches
I am.
my
Oh, I'm adding
dream
you to the list, Becca. Number.
Yes.
Oh.
Please, please,
Oh,
please.
5.
I mean,
Yeah.
it depends whether I count my CVs or not, but yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Love.
Yes, I would love this. Why don't you just go ahead and send me each chapter as you finish them?
I know.
The
Great,
funny
thanks,
thing
bye.
is that's very fan fiction-esque, right? Like that's like
I
It is
love that,
very
though.
and I
But-
used to do that with my best friend when I wrote my very first book in French. So I would send her every chapter because she was like my motivation. I was like, I know someone is reading this actively, so I have to continue writing it.
Right. Oh, but this is the kind of story that completely lends itself to that. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing, is that it's like, so far, just in the like lines that you've read, like I'm already invested. You know what I mean? And I'm all like, I haven't even like, I don't really even know if you've talked about, well, maybe I haven't been on the streams where you've talked about like the details of like the plot, but
Oh, she has
okay,
2
what's
full
this that you
videos.
said
Not
on
expose.
I basically
gosh.
was like, this is going to be the one that I'm most transparent about. So my second
okay.
video on it, I detail doing the whole outline. And the only reason there are parts that are cut is because of time, because otherwise my video would be like 3 hours long. So I can't actually do that.
Give us a Snyder cut. Give us a prize cut.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I'm very excited. I haven't watched the last plot video because I want to savor the plot
Exactly.
twists. So
I
I'm
know.
like,
I don't
Because
know.
I literally reveal the villain and everything and how
I know,
think.
and I don't want to know. So shh.
Fair.
Yeah. I kind of want to wait until I get the book. Shoot.
But
I
my
mean-
views. I'm joking.
I know. I know. Oh.
What if I put it
Even
on
though-
but silence it?
I was gonna say maybe I should check which part it becomes too spoilery and be like, you can watch up until that point.
Mm.
And
Skip this
also,
bit,
I'm putting in
skip
so
that.
many hours in these timers, so I don't feel bad about not watching one video.
You're giving me a lot of views. That's true.
And Becca, you didn't have a line because you did research.
I did
I am at 192 words. I sat and stared at my new lamp for about 30 minutes, so it's mostly what I did. And line. Trying to pick out nothing too spoilery.
I mean,
Soldiers.
I love a spoiler.
I mean, yes, but also, soldiers, shoot the prisoners, fire at will, kill the prisoners, Peking screamed at the men. The captain cleared his throat and said, I don't see any prisoners. Must be the smoke getting to me.
Nice.
I love that kind of scene in movies where it's just like, yes, that's right.
I don't see no prisoners. What do you mean?
Nothing here.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So that's what I did. Let's see what our friends did. Was the ley lines the Vampire Diaries thing? Is ringing a faint bell.
Oh, did they do ley lines in Vampire
Okay.
Diaries? I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either. I was thinking more like Charmed, something older, like
Okay, I'm just gonna Google it right now.
or like I used to read a manga called Am I Goddess, and I wonder if they didn't use that in that as well.
I feel like a lot of fiction is used.
Oh, they use
in
ley
that.
lines in Arrowverse, so all the Arrow / Flash, all
I've
that.
never watched those.
I did watch that, and the Librarians. I did watch that.
Oh, I love the librarians.
Yeah,
Oh, is that what? Maybe.
yeah, that was like how they connected each of their like headquarters and stuff like that was through the ley lines and stuff
Okay.
like that.
That's not how I was thinking of it. I was thinking more like this is where magical energy is or something, and there's like a lot of energy when you're on top of a ley line, and if there's like a knot of several ley lines meeting.
Right. I mean, that does sound like Librarians, but I'm sure it's in other things too. Yeah.
Green Ruled says Amazon net worth $2 trillion, yet they now start adding commercials in with Amazon Prime Videos. Sad face. That is
Yeah.
the capitalistic hellscape we live in.
Yeah.
PB went to go dinner.
Oh.
Yep. Went to get
Yes,
dinner and watch some
bye.
TV. See you guys. Bye. Anna did some work on her patio.
Nice.
I love that.
Nice job, Malin. Miranda joined us. Hello, hello, hello. Beautiful, stunning diva. Becca in her videos is so detailed and you will fall even more in love with the story.
That's the thing is there's part of me that loves the spoilers and there's a part of me that loves like
I am the kind of person who would go through the Wikipedia page with the detailed summary of like what happens in a TV show if I'm like unsure if I want to continue watching it, just to know who stays alive or something, and then I'll be like, yeah, I can watch this. It's fine.
right.
Like, oh, you killed
Yes.
the character I like. No, I'm not gonna watch the rest.
No, I 100% do that. Like I remember when I was watching Walking Dead when it first came out, right?
yeah.
And so I was like enjoying it, whatever. And then the first time they killed off somebody that I was all like, what? I had to like every episode read to make sure.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay.
It's
And
an
once I got-
anxiety thing. It's like
Yes.
I know what happens. I'm not anxious about it.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm 100% the same way. I'm even like watching stuff for the first time that like aired ages ago. And I'm like, thank goodness, because now it's like really in Google. Like, so you can be like, episode 5 of season 3.
I do that with Grey's Anatomy to know, like, if I get attached.
I did that too when I rewatch it. Yeah. Yes.
And he's
I
just
did
like,
that too.
wait a minute, does he fuck up this neurosurgery?
I did the same thing because I had never seen Grey's either. And then I was like, okay, you know what? This show's been out for 20 years. I think I'll try it. So this was like last year.
It's
And I
still
just
out.
didn't-
It's still continuing. It's mental.
I know. You know what though? I can't believe I'm saying this, but even after watching all freaking 20 seasons, like taking 6 months, 7 months, I don't even know. I think it was almost a year of my life just watching every single season. They finally got to a point where I was all like, I don't care about any of you and I don't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
So I stopped watching it after all that. I got all the way
never
caught up.
I keep rewatching it and then stopping a little bit further every time. And then just never able
yeah,
to.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's ridiculous, and everyone on it is pretty much despicable, like except for maybe like one or two characters. But even then, they have seasons where they're terrible. So
Yeah.
it's just like it's
You
really
don't want to
hard to
root for
root
them.
for people that like are.
Yeah,
not
I'm
good
gonna
people.
stop my rewatch. I'm gonna go in Steeg's direction, and I'm gonna do a Bones rewatch. I think.
Oh, I did that a couple years ago. That's so good.
I will say though, I know it's controversial, hot take, but my God, thank God 24 episode seasons is not a thing anymore because it takes
Yeah.
forever to
No.
get through shit.
I
Yeah.
think about that too. Yeah, because I'm watching.
And even like Bones is like sort of like procedure
Procedural.
procedural.
procedural. Yeah,
There
you
go.
got it.
But like you can watch episodes here and there without any context, but I'm just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
24 episodes. No season needs to be 24 episodes.
They
I
loved
know.
filler episodes back in the day as well. You'd always have like a fucking
They
Christmas
had to,
special,
right?
like-
Yeah.
But I do like a Christmas special or like, you know, a
Yeah,
musical
but it's harder
special.
to do if your season is only like 8 episodes or something. You're
Yeah.
not gonna spend
Yeah.
an entire episode.
Make it
on-
integral to the plot, baby.
Yeah.
There's no need to make it filler.
You know, that's true because Warehouse 13, they only had like 10, well, like was it the 11 episode or 12 episode seasons? And they'd always do a Christmas special. So you can do it.
Downton Abbey did it. And they made a number out of the Christmas specials. So,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, just there was one season, I think season 6 or something, that has like 13 episodes. Like, yes, perfect.
That's because of
Then the
strike.
next, yeah, because of the strike. But then the next season fucking has 24 episodes again, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I know. It's always like you can tell around was like 2007, 2008 when you're watching it. You're like, oh, this season's really short. You're like, oh yeah, it was the strike.
Yeah.
And every single time I watch a short season, I'm like, R.I.P. Pushing Daisies. You were one of the good ones.
You know,
But
I
at
only
least
watched season 1 of
Bones-
that.
Oh.
Yeah, because it died because of like it happened during like the strike or something.
Oh, was
And
it? Okay.
So it was really
I-
short lived.
Right. Because it was really popular for like when it came out. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I also hate it when like you watch sort of these shows where it's like a guy and a girl, and like you're rooting for them, but then you find out that they actually didn't actually like each other.
I know.
That's always
Yeah.
devastating. Like Castle, oh,
Castle,
R.I.P.
They didn't like each other?
They hated each other apparently.
Yeah, Stefan was the VFX supervisor on
Oh.
that show. Yeah. And yeah, she well, it was more that her. She just hated
I was going to say, but it's Nathan Fillion. Why
I know,
would you
Nathan
hate
Fillion,
Nathan
because
Fillion?
he's kind of a big goofball, and like, which I appreciate, like, because it kind of keeps.
That's
us
not
like,
everyone's cup of tea though.
yeah, and that's the thing is she's very serious, and she takes her craft very seriously. So
So
it's
they're
like,
the real characters. In real
I
that's
know.
not a they didn't get along. That's an enemies to lover pathway.
I know. So she just thought he was being ridiculous, and then he didn't take himself seriously, and like, you know, and so I think that's how it started, and then of course, you know, the animosity just kind of grows from there. But
Yeah.
they were very professional. Like Stefan said, they always were like, you know, they didn't like
To be fair, I
fight or
actually
anything. Yeah.
enjoyed hearing all the drama back in the day of what was going on with the actresses from Charmed and how much like they hated each other, or like Desperate Housewives and what's the main, you know, the girl who played Lois Lane in Superman and then was on Desperate Housewives? What's her name?
Yes, Terry Hatcher.
Everyone was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
she's such a diva. She had to be in the center of all the photo shoots and everything.
Right.
I thrive for like that little bit of drama and pettiness.
I
Well,
mean, I
I'll
try
tell
not to
you-
let it ruin like watching something, but it's still like it's hard to watching Castle, you know, like you know. I
Yeah.
don't know. And I tried watching his new show, but I don't know if it was a writer on the show or if it was a producer or something, but like whatever fingers he had in the first couple of seasons, but it's just that show is written by a man and you can tell.
That's sad.
Yeah, I had a problem with The Rookie too for that reason because I was like, it starts out with him dating like a 20.
I know, and I'm like,
ew.
you are 80 years old. What is
Yeah,
going on?
I
There's
didn't
no
like
need for this
that.
plot line.
I know. I
And
didn't
I'm like,
that.
you wrote this because you want to kiss this girl. I'm convinced. So
That's like so true. That's what I felt exactly. So I didn't. I ended up watching like the pilot, and I was just like, I can't get into it.
yeah, literally me back.
Yeah.
I just watched the pilot and I'm like, you know what? I'm
Yeah.
good.
My
Yeah.
sister still watched it though, and she's like said it's
I
like one
mean,
of his
JC
favorite
loves
shows.
it.
But
I mean, I
right.
like the plot lines, I like the stories, but
I know. I liked
that
everything
singular
but
thing,
that.
I
It
was
just
like,
mm,
yeah, I couldn't get past it anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, Becca, you should try it
I
again. It
know
has
that's what
gotten
my
so much
sister
better.
keeps saying. She's all like, "No, it gets so good," and they like break up in like episode 3, and I'm all like,
But
"Oh,
when you get like
okay."
a blockage from something like that, it's like you can't get past it.
It's hard, and then like maybe if I found out exactly what episode they break up, maybe I'll start there and then just watch a previously on so that I don't have to watch the
But then
episode.
what's the point of introducing the relationship?
Yeah. Well, and then maybe it was but that's the thing is sometimes you get like feedback and then they end up writing it into the, you know what I mean? Like maybe there was a lot of people like us who were just like, I don't know. Like sometimes that happens because now supposedly, according to my sister, who's really pushing for me to try to watch the show again, she's all like, no, he gets married later on and she's his age. And
Maybe it's more so that it was a character arc moment, but like you just
maybe. I mean, for sure.
Didn't they have like, don't they do test screenings? I know nothing about the industry, but like, wouldn't there
Not
be
so
a test
much with
screening?
pilots, anymore. I think they used to a lot, but no, they don't really do it. There's just too much content out all the time. You know what I mean? Like I think, but you're right. Sometimes they do test audience. But if you get a room full of like guys like that, like that kind of thing, then they're all gonna
Yeah.
go, yeah. Whereas everyone else is all like, ew, come on.
That's literally my thought. I'm like, what the fuck? And that
No,
was like
me too.
surprise last 10 minutes of the first
I
episode.
know. I was like, oh, okay.
oh,
Like this is okay.
I liked everything up until now, but I'm a pass.
Yeah.
It was just like, ugh, just put a
Yeah.
bad taste in my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely had the same vibe. So, but if you watch it and say that, if Becca watches it, I can get over it too. But
My sister's been trying for like 4 years, and I'm just like, okay, maybe.
yeah, there's
Now
so much
JC's
else I want to watch.
I know. Now
JC is
JC's
gunning.
all like, do it. You're gonna love it. I'll have to tell my sister. I'll be like, I know JC's
Because of the relationship, it makes the friendship stronger, which plays into the rest of the show. I still don't care. Why did you have to kiss that baby?
No,
It's
she was
weird.
like 26 or something. I was like, ugh.
I know. I mean, it's in the 7th
I
season.
know.
So I'm not saying there's not something to it. I'm just saying it is not for me, whatever it's in it.
Yeah. No, I mean,
for now, I
there's
reserve
just-
the right to change my mind in the future.
exactly.
You gotta know your own limits and your own things that you're like, nope, that I can't get over.
I know. It's like, and
I love Nathan Fillion. I think Firefly is one of the greatest things I've ever watched on TV.
Same.
Yeah.
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 I know, JC. I'm not saying, but just
But it's not about it's more than that one thing. It's about if that bothers you so much that it ruins the rest.
It
Like that,
ruined it. Yeah.
I, for my life, as a
Just-
fan of sci-fi, have never been able to watch Blade fucking Runner, even though I know. But there's a whole very non-consensual scene that bothers me every time I try, and I'm like, I can't fucking get past this, and I stop every single time. So
Yeah, I can see
I
that.
just don't do it.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so
I know.
interesting.
I
There's
keep
so
on
many
saying,
things
yeah.
that I haven't seen since I saw it, like in the 80s and 90s. And so I love that movie. And I've just in my head, I'm all like, oh yeah, no, I love that movie. But if I don't even remember that scene, by the way. So if I feel like if I saw it again, I don't know if I could get past that.
It's like pretty early on when he tries to kiss that robot lady, and it's like, I mean, I know what happens because I read the book that it's based on, but yeah, it's like it doesn't feel very consensual. Like it's not. I don't know.
Right. And like you wouldn't like, and that's what's so sad is like.
And
in
I
the
say this
80s,
as
you
someone
didn't
who's
think
watched a
about
lot of shit from the late 90s, early 90s that were very like, when she says no, it kind of means yes.
The Mummy.
Yeah.
But that was like a bad one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, that's the thing is like sometimes, honestly, with time, things do not age well. And it's like you watch it and you're just like, oh God, how did I ever love this?
Even
Like,
just the first season of Castle, there's a lot of jokes that I'm like, this would not pass today.
well, even Bones, like when I was doing
Bones,
the
that's
rewatch.
particularly like season 4 or 5. It's just like sexist joke after
Yes!
sexist joke, and I was like, who the fuck wrote? Why is there like suddenly 5
know.
episodes in a row where
And
this
I
is
didn't
like
remember it at all.
cracking
Yes.
jokes?
When I did the rewatch, I was all like, "Whoa, Booth. Okay, calm down. Like, ew. Like that was ew." Even like Warehouse 13, where there's this one character who's Pete, who's like a big goofball, adorable, like, you know, that's how you remember him. And then doing a rewatch recently, he makes not all the time, but he makes every once in a while these like icky sexist jokes where you're just like, ugh. And you're like, oh my God, it's just so funny how things, thank goodness, change.
Thank God. But
yeah.
Yeah, I recently watched, or rewatched rather, Tomb Raider 1, 2, because they were taking them off Netflix. I'm like, I'll watch them now. And those movies did not age well. Oh my lord.
I could have told you that 10 years ago.
Oh no.
Boy, were they written by a man. But I just like, oh yeah, you know, it's Angelina Jolie shooting guns. I love this shit. It's like,
I mean, I kind of
temples and
really,
treasures.
they're like still a fun guilty pleasure, but again, like hyper aware of how bad it looks today.
Yeah, I felt like I had to shower after.
Yeah, again, that's one of the things I saw in the theater, but haven't seen since. So I don't remember.
Yeah. But then again, like Pirates, I think holds up. That's a great movie.
Yes.
The Mummy, also love that.
Yes. Yes. You know what?
Even though there's a non-consensual kiss in The Mummy, but
that's true. That's true. I did just rewatch it in the theater, and I was all like, "Oh, damn!" He just like kisses her. But I know, but it's because it's like such a joke. It's kind of like.
But I'm like, who am I? Well, yes, it's art, so I can pick and choose whatever I like. But like, why am I fine with The Mummy, but then I have a problem with the Rookie?
Well, because they're the same age. I
mean, I guess that's fine, but still, I don't know. It's weird, but I have an undying love.
I know, same.
But I can still, you know, love something. Acknowledge his flaws.
Yeah.
Even in Sean, which I love. Now there are certain scenes where I'm like, oh, I missed that first time around. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're definitely progress as they.
Charmed is that because you know they had all that like you know that basically Alyssa Milano pushed Shannon Doherty out. But one thing I can say, and this is like having nothing to do with the show, but when I worked at the video store, both of them were customers. So Alyssa Milano would come in and she was such a mean girl. She was so
I can believe that. Everyone who's ever worked for her is the mean girl.
Mean. Whereas like she would literally just say things and I just kind of kept quiet because she was like a customer, but like she would like literally go like, oh, it's Clueless on the shelf, like totally like making fun of me. And I was just like, oh my God, I didn't even say anything. Whereas
now I have a personal vendetta against
right,
Alyssa
like
Milano.
why are you attacking me? Yeah, but like, and then Shannon Doherty comes in and she would be like, all right, guys, what am I watching tonight? You know, and she just was like so cool with all the clerks. And that's how I judge people, is how you treat waiters,
service
clerks.
People.
Because she did not care. She was just like, recommend, tell me. What am I watching? What am I watching? Like she was so fun and funny and sweet and kind. And then she gets the rep for being
the difficult one.
Yeah, the difficult one.
I think everyone who's on the internet knows that like
Alyssa was a diva.
Is
everyone knows that.
I hope
but maybe
so.
like you know your mom who just watches the news. Oh no, now I have a personal beef with Alyssa Milano. Alyssa Milano, if you're watching.
Because I didn't laugh at her boyfriend's joke. Honestly, I didn't think it was funny, but I just was also kind of like nervous, I guess, because you know, it's just I don't know, like I was a huge fan of hers, like because I watched Who's the Boss, like I was like, so I think I was just kind of like nervous. Oh, did my internet freeze? Oh, because I suddenly like was like trailing. My hands were like, whoa, it was very surreal. I feel like I just got on something. But anyway. So I was actually, I think, kind of nervous because I really liked her. And then I didn't laugh at her boyfriend's joke. And that's when she made the Clueless joke. And then she just kept going. And I was just like,
also laughing at a boyfriend's joke? Ew.
Yeah, like, but then you kind of don't know what to say because I'm so shy and I didn't know what to say. So I just was like, okay, your tapes are over here. and put them over there. But yeah, and then every time she came in, she was just rude. Her and Justine Bateman, oh my Lord, they were so rude.
I don't know who that is, but also hate her.
Jason, you don't remember? Yeah, I guess she was.
Oh, Jason Bateman.
Okay, that was his sister, and she was bigger than he was back then because of like there's a show called Family Ties, and like it was just like
I've never heard of that show either.
Yeah, it was huge. Like it was one of those like giant, you know, like 30 million. Yeah, She was like the kind of person that was like expected you to know who she was. So when she went up
Which
to
is
the
funny
thing-
that it's the person we don't know who.
I know, I love that. Actually, that makes me
The
very happy.
irony of that.
And by the way, when she came in with Jason, her brother, who wasn't working at the time, like he had kind of had this bad spell before Arrested Development or whatever, he was sweet and kind.
No, that is karma, I would say. That like he's actually known. She is not.
I know. It's like, yeah, but she would just sit there and stand and wait for you to type in her account. So every time I'd be like, last name? And then she would be so, you could tell she was just like seething with anger. And then she's like, Bateman? And then I was all like, okay.
How'd
And
you
then I was
spell
like,
that?
first name?
I love that though. I
Oh
love
my
that
God.
clever move.
Yeah, I did it every time. She used to come in like every day at some points, but I'd still be like, last name? Yeah.
Becca, you're just going to make me dislike everyone. Becca told me about the guy
Aw.
from Ghost Whisperer being a dick.
Oh yeah, he was. Oof.
Oh my god, don't say what's the girly face name? Jennifer Love Hewitt?
No,
Is
she was so sweet. She
Oh,
was
okay.
so kind.
She's the only person I remember from Ghost Whisperer. So
Yeah, I mean, she was the star, so that makes sense.
I don't
Yeah,
know if I
the guy
ever
that
told
played
you
her husband.
I don't know if I've ever told you my Jennifer Love Hewitt dream, but I once dreamt
Oh.
about her. And we were running from skeletons that was chasing us. She was in like that typical Ghost Whisperer look, which was like super, super curly, well done
Yes.
hair, full face of makeup, white
Yeah.
nightgown. And I was clinging
Oh.
to her back like a backpack, and she was like carrying me away from the zombies.
so funny.
And that's, I don't know why
Please
that
tell
was a
me
dream.
it was to
Aw.
the music of Spooky, Spooky Skeletons.
Oh, I don't remember the music. I just remember being like, oh, thank God Jennifer Love Hewitt is here to save me.
Aw. Oh my God. Yeah, no, she was so sweet. She got every single person on the crew and like even in the office, she got us these really beautiful old-fashioned bikes for Christmas. And
Love
she was
that.
just like she just always went above and beyond.
Cute.
I mean,
What
she
about
looked
the
smashing on that show. It was clearly people liked her.
what
Oh,
about the main actress from Medium? Didn't you also work on Medium?
Oh,
I-
Alyssa.
Okay,
Patricia
she was
Parkett?
Patricia Arquette. She was a customer at the video store. That's how I knew her. She was working at the same when I did work on Ghost Whisperer, Medium was happening, and they were on the same lot. But the story of that is that the guards would confuse me for her because I had the same haircut at the time. And so I'd go to the gate and they'd be like, "Good morning, Miss Arquette. How are the kids?" And I was all like, "Great, thanks."
I mean, I see it though with the blonde bob. I can see it.
Yeah,
I
I
see
Like
the vision.
now, there's contradictory stories all over the internet that are like, well, she was a bitch to me. Well, actually, she always said her kids were doing great to me.
Yeah, I mean,
People contain multitudes.
I
That's
was gonna
just.
say I only had met her through being a customer at 20, when I was working at the video store. And as a customer, she was more in the Shannon Daughtery side where she was
Yeah.
just like super sweet, but she was very, very shy.
Oh,
That was the craziest part. That was when she was
What a
with
weird
Nicolas-
profession to be if you're shy.
Yeah, well, but most you find out that a lot of actors are like Sean Penn and like some of these like really big actors, they're like extremely shy, but for some reason when they act, they can completely
I
come out
guess
of
So
it's
different
easier
person.
to kind of be someone else. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that's the dream.
yeah.
playing a role, yeah.
So yeah,
Hey,
so she was,
Portia, long time no see
oh
indeed.
my gosh.
We're just about to wrap up, so thank you so
Aw.
much for coming.
We're yapping.
Anyone ever watched the old show Family Ties with Michael J.
That's-
Fox? Mallory is Justine Bateman.
That was the
I'm-
Family Ties, yeah.
I
I've
know
never heard
Michael
of
J. Fox, and that's it. Out of these,
Yeah.
Okay, well, he got his fame from that show.
okay.
And then that's how he got like Back to the Future and like all these other movies that made him like movie famous, but his start was on Family Ties.
I've never seen this woman in my life.
I don't
Okay.
care to lay eyes on her. If she was rude to Becca, it ain't happening.
Yeah, she's
No,
yeah.
but generally, I'm not even lying to be mean to her. I generally have never seen her face.
You know what though? Well, to be fair, she stopped acting and started directing, so she has directed a lot of stuff. So
Wendy says, yeah, but he's also trapped, so it couldn't go further to feel like that effective vibe. If she was in the cell with him in the Mummy, it would feel different.
That's true.
You know what? I agree. I feel like it never bothered me because it was a very like, well, I'm gonna die anyway, so goodbye.
Yeah. She was kind of big, Malin. I've never heard about this woman in my
I
life.
wasn't born, JC.
I know, that's the thing. Because that's the thing is that
Malin is Bebe.
I watch a lot of reaction channels, and I love watching, because one of my favorite movies is Shawshank Redemption. And so I love watching reactions to Shawshank Redemption. But the funniest thing that I hear every time, because it's usually like people like your guys' age or a little younger or whatever, and they're all like, man, who is this Tim Robbins? He's like an underrated actor. They've never heard of him. And he was in every movie in like the 90s and like the thing. So
Still
to
never heard
me,
of it.
it's like, right. So to me, I'm all like, but I'm now realizing a lot of people that kind of like Justine Bateman became directors or writers and stopped being actors, even though they were in like ginormous things at their time.
Yeah.
They're not relevant anymore. People don't know who they are. They don't see them. So
But,
they don't
like,
know who they are.
It's even worse than that, Becca. Now we've got to do the same thing you're doing with us with Gen Z. Like they've never, or like they're
That's so
discovering talent.
God.
that we're
My
like,
12-year-old niece, dead to my face, asked me, "Have you heard about Britney Spears?" And I'm like, "Girl, I was there when the magic was written. What do you mean have I heard about Britney
I
Spears?
had a
Not only have I
dance song in high school. All right.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I
and my
know.
10-year-old nephew, he's 15 now, but when he was 10, he was really into Pokemon. And he was like, "Hey uncle, have you heard about Pokemon?" I'm like,
Oh my god!
Boy.
Oh, they're gonna do this with Minecraft now because of the movie that came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like, have you heard of Minecraft? I'm like, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God, ask a young person today what a landline is, and they look at you like they have two heads. I love it when my nieces go this for a phone. It's so fun, and not this.
Yeah.
Yes, or like
Mine-
take a picture. I'm still like take a picture.
Yes. Take a picture.
People
Yeah.
like this.
Anyway, I think that'll wrap up the epic portion of.
We could go on forever. Let's face it.
Thank you so much to two of my favorite people on planet Earth for being here week after week after week, continuing raising the bars for co-hosts everywhere. Any closing words?
Oh,
No, watch us at the end of the month when we're talking about the story grid.
In 2
Oh,
weeks,
yes.
2 Tuesdays from now.
I
Talking
haven't
about
read
this
any
bad
books. I
boy.
need to start reading some more.
She's thick. She's college-sized.
She's floppy. Flop it.
It's a lot
Flop
of, yeah. The flop value that's a lot of flop for the money.
yes.
But anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the stream. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here and indulging us. Just 3 idiots on the internet. Well,
Hey.
2 idiots and Becca. Anyway, see you later, guys. See you next Tuesday, in fact. Bye.